Welcome to Outlaw Librarians, Jailbreaking the Modern Library, a Peoria Public Library podcast, where we bend and break the rules of the old-fashioned library. Listen while we talk about how librarians are breaking the stereotype of boring, stuffy libraries. Welcome again to Peoria Public Library's podcast, Outlaw Librarians. We're here on the 14th podcast. Being different isn't so different. And today we have Elise, who's the head of Lakeview Branch and is also working with some really great programs. Welcome, Elise.
Thank you.
Can you tell us what your work history is with Peoria Public Library? How long have you been here?
Sure. I've worked here for about 5 years. I started in 2012 as the children's librarian at Lakeview. About 14 months after that, I was promoted to the Lakeview branch manager, and I've been doing that ever since.
Okay. What inspired you or drove you to create programming for autistic children and their families?
It started as a need to make the library as inclusive to everyone, including those with special needs. I have a stepdaughter with schizophrenia, so people with special needs is right there for me. As I was doing that, there was a grant opportunity through the State of Illinois Library that was autism specific, and it was called the Targeting Autism Forum. So I spent 2 days in Springfield learning about how the library could help people with autism. So I've been using that as a way to, using what I learned as a way to bring in programming and just make our space more welcoming for those with special needs.
Well, great. What kind of programs do we offer these families?
Currently, we are offering 4 programs a month on a regular basis. On the first Tuesday of the month, we offer a sensory art program. It's a very open-ended art program. We just have materials out for people to use. They can choose what inspires them, and they can make whatever they would like. We keep the lights lower in the room, and we have fidgets, which are little toys that they can play with, and headphones, noise-canceling headphones, so that if it gets too noisy, they can kind of tune out if they need to. On the second Sunday of the month, we have a sensory-friendly film. That is kind of in the same idea. We keep natural light in the room. We have fidgets and headphones available should you need them. And we try to choose a movie that the whole family can enjoy.
Yeah.
We also have the Autism Resource Group on the third Saturday of the month. That is I want to call it a support group, but since I am not qualified to be leading a support group, I call it a resource group. But it's a group of parents getting together, talking about the challenges they're facing, the successes they have, and I try to use what they're talking about to come up with new programming and ways that we can kind of bring in speakers that might help them, different groups that might be good, or to find other outside resources that they can use, because that's what a library is for. We're all about finding information for people. So this is a way of kind of fine-tuning who I'm finding the information for.
Okay.
And then on the fourth Saturday of the month, we offer a sensory story time. It's a lot like every other story time, but we're a little lax on the rules. Kids are a little more free to express themselves how they need to express themselves at that time. That's how we do that.
All right. Those are great programs.
Thanks.
Why is it important for libraries to provide these kind of programs? I know you kind of touched on that question or that answer earlier.
I think it's important to the programs are showing families that we are a welcoming space. Even if they never attend an actual program, they know that they and their child are welcome in the library. And we want to make sure that everybody feels welcome no matter who they are. So these programs are a great way of showing that we have that welcoming attitude. It also allows these people affected with, whether it's autism or another disability, a place to go in the community that they know is safe. And it allows other people who maybe aren't affected by disabilities to be around people with disabilities in a welcoming and safe space, that then they're exposed to a more diverse population. And especially in a children's program, you may be then making children understand the differences that people face every day. So in my perfect world, we're creating a better society.
Right. Is there any new ideas, programming-wise, that you on the horizon for the kids with autism?
We do have a few things coming up. For a couple of things that came up in the Autism Resource Group, which focuses on tweens and teens. They're really focusing on what happens when a child is no longer in school or no longer in high school.
Yeah.
When they are no longer the legal guardian of their child, what is going to happen to their child later? So we're doing we're bringing in a speaker to talk about two different topics. In April, on the 7th, we're having a How to Be a Self-Advocate program, which is going to help these teens and tweens talk about what they need, whether that's in school or in a job setting, so that they can then go out into the world and be successful. The next one is going to be on May 7th, and that is about how to be successful in your first job, what you need to do in order to have that good first employment experience, because that's another issue that's coming up a lot for these students. We're also very early in the planning stages of creating a social group for these teens and tweens. They tend to accompany their parents to the Autism Resource Group, so it makes sense to provide a social group for them while their parents are meeting. And I also would love to create a program that's based on a book called The Lego-Based Therapy. And it breaks children up into groups of 4, and they each have a specific job to do on a Lego project. So they're
interesting.
They're kind of forced is the wrong, maybe not this word, but they're encouraged to talk to each other and work through this Lego project that they're doing. And that encourages those social skills that are difficult.
Working in a team.
Yeah. So those are two things that are very much in the early planning stages, but they're in my head.
They sound great. Okay, last question. What are you reading right now? What is on your nightstand?
I'm in between books at the moment.
Oh, no.
Well, I just finished Binti by Nidhi Okorafor, and I'm about to start Station 11, the Peoria Reads book.
That's on my to-read list as well. Station 11, our Peoria Reads. All right, well, thank you, Elise, for joining us, talking about autism groups and why being different isn't so different. Thank you for joining us.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thanks for listening to us here on Outlaw Librarians, Jailbreaking the Modern Library, a Peoria Public Library podcast. We strive to break the rules and laws of the old silent libraries and make them fun and exciting again. We hope you enjoyed listening and learning about the new noisy rules of libraries. You're a daisy! The Show Must Be Go by Kevin MacLeod, Incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0. Website http://creativecommons.org/licenses/by/3.0/